Hi viewers, Purple Celery here. Welcome to my channel. Let's jump aboard the bus to Review Town as I look at episode 3 of series 11, Rosa. So this episode was about Rosa Parks, the coloured lady who refused to give up her seat on the bus to white people in 1955, which indirectly led to her being arrested, which led to the bus boycotts, which finally led to the law segregating whites and blacks on buses being repealed. I felt like I was watching a drama with science fiction elements rather than a science fiction show with some dramatic elements. In particular, I thought the actress who played Rosa did a terrific job of showing this lady to be so dignified in the face of all the constant little humiliations that coloured people had to endure in those days. For me, this episode was actually quite disturbing, and in some parts it felt like I was watching a show similar to A Handmaid's Tale, except rather than women being subjugated, it was coloured people being subjugated. I almost had to remind myself that despite the fact that I was watching Doctor Who, this actually wasn't science fiction. It really happened within living memory. Normally, I'd say that the human antagonists, such as the bus driver and the husband of the lady who dropped her glove, were too over the top and cartoonish. But I really can't say that this time, because I reckon that was probably what people were like. It was actually what society was back in those days. And as a youngish Australian, it's quite hard for me to wrap my head around just what those lawmakers in those days were thinking. It's hard to I guess, wrap my head around the mental gymnastics that they must have come up with to justify those appalling laws which forced people to drink at different water fountains, sit on the back of the bus, attend different schools and other public institutions simply based on the colour of their skin. The husband of the lady who dropped her glove and his reaction also indicates that possibly white men were afraid that black people and black men in particular would force themselves possibly upon white women. So there was possibly that patriarchal element in there as well. So moving on, it was great to see the TARDIS team working well. I think that all four of them have a great rapport with each other. I really liked the accidental compliments that Ryan gave Yaz. I also liked the fact that Ryan and Graham were getting on really well in this episode. It didn't feel like there were too many characters or too many members of the TARDIS team. It felt just right. I also liked how the villain in this episode, the guy from the future, couldn't actually kill or injure anybody. All he wanted to do, or maybe all he could do, is just nudge history a little bit in a different direction. Because the thought did cross my mind, okay, well, so what if Rosa Parks doesn't give up her seat on the 1st of, doesn't stay in her seat on the 1st of December? Why can't she refuse to give up her seat on the 2nd of December? What difference does it make? But of course you have the golden rule of sci-fi. The butterfly effect can be a huge thing. And I can totally believe that if they didn't ensure that history remained on course, things might look very, very different in our present day. And it also looks like we might have a new mystery in this season. The initials on the suitcase, GFB. Now, I've got no idea who or what those initials could stand for. I'm hoping that it won't just be like a throwaway thing. I'm hoping that it will form part of a wider mystery. I want them to mean something. So I'm really hoping in future episodes we'll find out more about those initials and who or what they could stand for. On a more frivolous note, another thing that I enjoyed about this episode was the Doctor's red t-shirt. It was a nice change from her usual t-shirt, and I just thought it looked pretty good on Jodie. So was there anything that I didn't like about this episode? And the answer is yes. I didn't really like the song that they played at the end when Rosa gets arrested. I just didn't think it was all that necessary. I know that it seems to be trendy these days for TV shows to play modern day songs over very emotional scenes. But it's almost become a bit of a cliche, and I just don't think that this particular scene needed that song or indeed any music. I think it was powerful enough just to see the expression on the doctor's face, knowing that she wants to intervene but she can't. And similarly, seeing Ryan and Rosa just like wave and nod at each other. So yeah, I just thought the song was a bit of a cliche. It wasn't really necessary. I personally could have done without it. Overall, I would give Rosa 8.5 out of 10. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions and comments, so please leave them down below. If you've enjoyed watching this video, give it a big old like, subscribe to this channel, and I will see everybody next week when I look at the episode with the big scary spiders. So until then, this is Purple Celery, over and out. See you next time.